Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Uh-huh. So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
Hey, we want to shout out to our sponsors, Daytona Beach Comic Con. If you are a fan of comic books, if you're a fan of comic book conventions, and if you like meeting comic book creators and getting comics and comic-related stuff, then you need to make your plans to attend Daytona Beach Comic Con. This year's show is September 9th and 10th. Silverline will be there, so you should make your plans to be there too. We'll see you there. If you like comics and find yourself in the Orlando, Florida area, doesn't everyone come to Orlando at some point in time to see the House of Mouse? But when you're here, you need to make it a point to visit Coliseum of Comics, especially the one on East Colonial Drive. They carry Silverline comics, even a limited edition Coliseum of Comics version of our comics. So, when you go, be sure to ask for Silverline Comics and tell them we sent you. OCD stands for Orlando Collector Deviants. OCD, Steve and Trish, they're a family of geeks who promote geek things, particularly those around the Orlando, Florida area. They're big supporters of Silverline, and we think you should be supporters of theirs too. Go give them some love. If you are an independent comic book maker and you need to get your independent comics made, you need to look no further than Kablam Digital Printing. They print our books, and they do a bang-up job. They're not only trusted by Silverline, but many, many independent comic book makers. Head on over to Kablam.com and see for yourself just how easy it is to have your comic printed by them. And tell them Silverline sent you.
Hi, this is Tim TK, host of That Silverline Show on Tuesday. Join us at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Tuesday night as we discuss pop culture and the joys of making comics.
Hi, I'm Barb Kilber, co-host of Silverline's Wednesday Wham. Join us each Wednesday night as we discuss comics, literature, movies, and anything else that may catch our attention.
I'm Roland Mann, and I host Silverline's Silver Sunday. Join me every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we make mine Silverline.
Hello and welcome to our third annual Halloween special where we, a bunch of nerdy comic creators, play Vampire the Masquerade. This is an ongoing storyline. There is a through line, so if you missed the last 2 years, there might be some confusion. However, because we do take a year between these things, it's all fairly contained, the same way like a movie trilogy might be. So we're not picking up the same night for something later on. It's just events from the previous 2 years are tying together now. We'll do a brief recap of those now, since it's also been a while for us, our players. And I don't know how well they remember what had just happened. So, previously in Orlando by night, our compadre, or coterie, our coterie of nice live for some Rumble. Welcome, Rumble viewers. Our cadre of kindred, as vampires don't want to be known in this setting, have been working with the Baron of Orlando, a man by the name of Rick Hernandez, who runs his barony out of a location called the Milk Bar, which is an actual place in Orlando that you can go visit should you choose.
Shameless plug.
Yes. It's right next to the Nook, which one of my friends owns. So just go to the Nook and don't go to the Milk Bar. But there has been a rash of kindred in Orlando that have been breaking the Masquerade. The Masquerade being the sacred law that says that no human can know that we are vampires and that we're real. Coterie are a group of watchdogs. These are people that are especially picked by the Baron to find Masquerade breakers and either through force of threat of violence or persuasion, bring them back into the fold. Last year, there was a younger kindred who was near to the flock known as Dominic, who he and his cohorts were kind of flaunting that they were kindred, eating out in public, and had been spotted by several humans. The coterie had hunted him down in a abandoned warehouse after meeting with Anders. Anders, of course, being a Malkavian and one of the nobility who had foreseen an apocalyptic message that no matter how the situation resolved, Orlando would burn. It's just that the coterie got to choose how severe it would be. They found Dominic and had persuaded him to chill out and to flee Orlando and, go about things in a smarter way. However, in epilogue, we saw that Dominic had been picked up by individuals in black suits who were interrogating him about the presence of blank bodies in Orlando. We now catch back up to the year of our Vampire Lord, Kane, 2024. We normally have music for these, but we don't have music this time, so I'm just going to be talking throughout and hopefully filling up any blank space. The coterie has now been reduced as Willie Make It and Cassisi's character, whose name escaped me, are currently off on their own pursuits. Right now, we just have Jack Spade and Sir Trays. Cassisi. Are currently hopefully enjoy tonight's show. If you want to join us, feel free to. If not, it's no worries. Are in the upper room of the Milk Bar. This being the hidden office of Baron Hernandez, where the coterie has done many a dealing before. Everything's kind of flushed out with green tile. Some of the parts that are in disrepair for so long at this point, it seems intentional that Hernandez has decided to keep such a low profile that he keeps his own office in almost disrepair to keep eyes off of him. If you could, you would be smelling a mix of copper in the air, some blood, iron, that tinge of vast quantities of blood being poured down below, mixed in with alcoholic beverages. Milk Bar being an establishment that serves both kindred as well as their
familiars,
their mortal retainers, all that sort of thing. It's just have to make sure that your familiar or retainer is bonded and brought into the fold, so you're not breaking Masquerade. The upstairs is a familiar tight office. There is a wooden desk with several papers and a laptop. The desk itself looks much more pristine than the rest of the office, and behind it is Hernandez in his token plain white shirt, leather belt, and fistful of rings, who with a cropped, shaved head, who, for the first time for the coterie, seems to be talking faster and in a more panicked fashion. Just in this room, where normally there would be 4 seats, are 2, and it is just Jack Spade and Trays in these seats. For those of you watching at home who have not seen before, could you guys please give us a brief description of your characters?
Jack Spade is of the clan Nosferatu. He basically has no hair. His facial features are he definitely looks like he's dead. He tends to use his ability to hide in shadows to keep his face from being seen for the most part, or he has a hat on. So, but yeah, like very pale skin, dark eyes, teeth are kind of gnarly looking and just gaunt looking.
Nice.
Trey's is more of an aristocratic, snobbish, not deformed, kind of almost kind of a pretty boy type thing who just believes he's, God's gift type thing. He's just very arrogant and demanding, kind of. I don't know. Maybe Twilight type thing. I don't know. Just, but very, like I said, very aristocratic and all that. Uses a lot of form of like mind manipulation type things to get his point across and what he wants. Is not so much a brawler. No, I don't think his skin sparkles.
Depends on the suit.
True, I guess. But yeah, that's more of. There you go.
Yes, perfect. Okay. So you two are sitting at this desk, sitting in the chairs at the front of the desk in this tight office. You can almost reach out and touch like the late October moisture on the wall behind you. If you've been in Orlando during hurricane season, you know that if you have tile walls, they just kind of weep a little bit. Hernandez is just, you hear the smashing of a key on his laptop repeatedly as he's going through what you assume are either files or reports of some kind. And he looks at the TV and says, well, this is a right fine mess. We got a siege starting, and 2 of our bloodhounds are currently missing. Have you guys been following any of this? We have the Second Inquisition, feds, people in black suits, flamethrower shotguns, breaking down doors. Thankfully they've only found a minority of us, but they're being indiscriminate, and it's only a matter of time before there's a panic in the cattle population. They found out that we're here, and they're not happy about it. And because we're now under occupation, the Camarilla from out of state are now breathing down our neck, saying that, of course, this is going to happen because we're anarch state, and they're threatening to send in their own shock forces and bring us back into their little mafioso party. So, I don't even know where to begin. It's not like I can just send the 2 of you out there to take on 2 armies at once. But we have to think of something. I mean, you have to do something. Otherwise, it's only a matter of time before we have feds downstairs blowing up my inner circle. And it's at that time that both of you hear a from downstairs.
You jinxed us.
Crap. Cameras are down. I can't see what's going on downstairs. He hits a buzzer on his phone and calls for the bartender downstairs, who we have interacted with before and who has a familiar relationship with Willie Make It, a member of the coterie. Says, Rosa, you there? Nothing.
Does the door have a peephole? Can we go look at the peephole?
The door does not have a peephole per se. However, you figure you could try and focus some of your more in-tuned vision
Okay.
through the keyhole. So for that, I'll have you do a wits and what will be this one? It's a people, so I'm actually have you say this is going to be wits and investigation or wits and larceny, whichever you wish to choose.
All right. So I have heightened senses. Can I use my wits and resolve to?
Yes. First dice roll of the game. Just let me know how many successes you get.
I will. Wits, resolve, roll. It says 1 success.
1 success. Okay. What was your hunger die?
My hunger says 1.
Or the red die result was there's that special icon on the red die.
Oh, my bad. That one says 1.
Okay.
Because for the things it says 3, 1. It doesn't say anything.
It should show
It's
you
red
on
dot.
the red dot with the dot. Okay, so hunger die came up blank. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, it'll show you if it has a dot, a skull, or the Ankh with fangs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, so 1 is a failure. However, it is not a bestial failure. As you look through people, you can't quite make out anything. However, there is you can see through the people. However, you're looking down the stairs, and it looks like no one has come through the stairs yet. So you can't make out anything that's actually in the stairwell.
Gotcha.
It seems like the knocking may have actually been to the door to the milk bar itself. It's just that the walls are a little rickety, so sound carries.
All right, so from the outside into the bar, or from the bar door?
From the outside
bar?
into the bar, yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, as an external sound.
Okay.
All right. So I sit there, I listen to the fact that he can't see anything, I roll my eyes, and I open the door and start heading down the hallway.
Okay.
While I'm still down here at the people.
So Jack, as you're sitting looking at people, the door just like moves away from you as Trey's scooches past you. He makes
keep the position like a mime.
Yeah, perfect. Hold.
I'm arrogant. What can I say?
Yeah. Trey's, as you make your way downstairs, you come to where the stairs connect to the back kitchen, and from there it has some cowboy doors that you can see into the bar in front of you. And there you see a slew of regulars, just kind of a mix of kindred again and their paramours or their bonds, who have been, everyone seems to have their hands up, their drinks are out in front of them, no one's touching anything. Just to the left of your position now, just to the left and in front of those cowboy doors, is the bar itself, where Rosa is manning the till. She also has her hands up, and she stepped away from the counter. You see in the primary doorway into this bar, surrounded by torn and tawdry leather booths, and the flashing of red and blue lights coming in through the windows, and the pitter-patter of rain on the pavement outside. You see 2 individuals wearing black suits with blue force jackets. You can't make out any of the text detailing at this point, the lights flashing into your eyes, your kindred eyes being acclimated to the dark have not yet acclimated to the bright flashing light behind them, so it's a little shocking. And you see both these figures are in what you assume is the shooter position with guns out in front of them. One of them looks at you as you have just appeared downstairs, and he says, "Stop! Don't come any further. Put your hands up."
Okay. So what I attempt to do is move as quickly as I can to the breaker box to shut the lights off.
Okay. So as you move, they are going to try to take a shot at you. So this is going to be sort of an opposed combat roll almost. I'll let you choose. This will be dexterity and probably athletics for this.
Okay.
And they're going to try and take a shot at you as you have just darted out in front of them.
All right. So I'm going to roll. And so I just hit roll now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you
Success
click on
2.
Oh, nice.
You got 2 successes?
Yes. And the first box, which is black with the dot in it, has a 2 next to it. The black box with a red barrier and a key looking thing is a 1. And then the red box with the key is a 1.
Okay. All right. So we don't need to worry about any... when you say key, what do you mean? Is it the Ankh? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Kind of hard to see.
Yeah. The only one I need to worry about is the red box, the one that is completely red.
Okay, that's got a 1 next to it.
Okay, perfect. So that was probably nothing. I just need to know if it has a skull or the Ankh with fangs.
You're talking about this? These are in the under the success where it says details.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Not the one at the bottom by the roll. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The one at the bottom by the roll just tells you what the pool is going to be, and then the details it actually gives you the breakdown.
Okay.
Yeah. So they rolled no failures on their firearms check. So as you go running past your superhuman speed immediately catches them off guard. A shot cracks out, and you hear a shatter as what you assume was a bottle of some sort of spirit has burst and sent liquid flying through the air. And as that almost before that glass can hit the ground, Jack, you're still upstairs. So without warning, the lights cut out. The only illumination in upstairs is Hernandez's laptop.
Okay.
And downstairs, there's still the flashing of lights, but now it almost looks like it's just hitting on black. And one of them screams, "Crap!" I would normally swear for a game like this, however, we are a PG-13 channel, so we get 1 at the end. We'll get 1 swear word at an appropriate moment. For the Silverline rating. With that, there was like a flutter of movement taking advantage of this distraction. Trace, you look around as you see that your eyes are again used to more of this dark. So oddly enough, you can see better than you can before. So you see these 2 individuals in these blue service jackets with a bold yellow lettering that says NSA on the shoulder pads. And you see a flurry of movement from the kindred who have been sitting at their booths or at the bar, have now ducked underneath and are moving through the aisle dividers, jumping over the tables and the booths. Rosa herself has ducked underneath the counter. And the rest of the bodies converge on these 2 individuals that have intruded on the doorway of the domain. And almost immediately, you hear screaming before it gets rather muffled As again, these are Hernandez's inner circle, so they're not just your average kindred. If they're going to make a kill, they're going to do it clean and quick. And they pull these people down, hands go over mouths, other hands, claws come out, going for jugulars, going for vital organs. And there is a splattering as these two bodies hit the ground and then are immediately dragged into the bar. Rosa comes up from behind the bar and says, "Wow, quick thinking there, Trace. Nice moves."
All I can say is you're welcome.
Well, we appreciate it. Leave the lights off a little bit. She looks over at a scruffy-looking individual wearing what appears to be like a Vietnam-era military jacket, sitting in the who is just walked back from the bodies that have been pulled into the kitchen. And she says, "Hey, Johnny, don't suppose you can get those Fed cars moved out of here? I don't want anything, tracing them back to us." And he says, "Can do, ma'am." And he walks out. And you watch as this gangrel has successfully hijacked this now unmanned NSA field agent vehicle and is driving it somewhere else to theoretically dispose of it and deal with whatever tracking has been placed. Back upstairs, Jack, you hear Hernandez say, "What the crap was all that?"
Don't worry, I took care of it.
I've been watching you stare at the door. What do you mean you took care of it?
I sent the best man in.
You know what? Your group delivers. I'll give you that. I'm not going to question it. Well, now it leaves us with the issue of whoever they were, how they found out that we're here. Clearly, the place is compromised, so probably gonna have to find a new Elysium. I'm gonna need to find a new office. Do you know anything that might have led to them finding out about our operations, about who we are, our people?
Well, the one guy we were going after, he did get snatched up by a kidnapper van.
Of course. It's always these new bloods. They're unseasoned when it comes to resisting questioning.
And they're real wimpy. Like, it's not like they don't make them like they used to before, because now they stub their toe and they confess everything. So
I guess. Well, tell you what, that kid just ruined it for everyone else. When I tell you to bring someone in now, you bring them in and put them under. All right, we're done with this whole forgiveness, letting them scapegoat thing. All right, if we're gonna be movie monsters, we're gonna be movie monsters.
lovely movie monsters.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. This kid, I guess, then, he snatched. I have some context, though, that can make him feed bad intel. We don't need to worry about a heist. That'd be suicide. I'm not sending in an entire hit squad to get wiped raiding some spook office. But we're going to do something that's going to make the Camarilla even more pissed. And I'm going to need you and Trace to take point on this. He screams down the stairs, "Trace, get up here!"
Yes, on my way.
All right. Well, here's what we need you two to do.
Write this down.
There's an ex of mine, Maria. She's Tremere, a blood witch. Her and her coven are having an Elysium tonight. something Samhain weird blood witch stuff. I don't get it. Ironically enough, it's in the Universal backlot. All right. They figured they're going to use Halloween Horror Nights as a place to hide in plain sight. If you're going to bring in a bunch of costumed freaks to do weird, freaky stuff, do it with a bunch of weird costume freaks are doing weird, freaky stuff, I guess. So, I'm going to need you to find some of this kid's blood and bring it to her. I'll give a call. I'll tell her what we need done. Don't worry about it yourselves. Just find this kid's blood and bring it to her.
Okay.
Maybe he comes self-shaving. Maybe he had a weird ex who they did. I don't know what. Maybe no. He stubbed his toe somewhere and left the spot at the warehouse. Find whatever you can. Go for best intuition. Just find it tonight. Bring it to her.
Okay. Back to the warehouse.
All right. Go hunting. So, Jack, you wanted to head back to the warehouse?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what we stashed it for.
Yes, yeah. And I assume you're taking Trey's gold-plated Honda Accord?
He's driving, yeah. That's a silly question.
If I remember correctly, I believe Trey's. I didn't write down their name, but I believe you had an Alfred type character who drove. You had a bonded human.
Yep.
All right. What was their name again? If you remember, or we have it written down.
I don't remember what it was, but yeah.
Okay.
I did have one. Yep.
Okay. Well, because I remember he did crossbow someone.
Yep. Yes, he did.
Yeah. All right. Well, your driver meets out front of the Muck Bar again. The gold-plated Accord with the underglow. I assume you also probably get some sort of vanity plate as well. Meets you up front. Your driver pulls open the back doors for you and Jack Spade to make yourselves comfortable in the back before he gets back to the front and makes way back down to the warehouse in the Riverfront district that you were at just a few months ago. It is a rather quick drive. Traffic at this point has kind of made its way to the different more happening parts of Orlando. So everything's going towards downtown Disney and Universal. Nothing much happening on the way to the riverfront. There is still this patter of rain that accompanies the entire time you're going there, as the neon of the city signs reflects off the puddles. And you are greeted with the smell of worked metal and some sort of truck exhaust that seems to be ever present in this district. Until you pull around to this kitty corner warehouse on the dead end road, and you are informed that you have arrived.
Nice.
Okay. Can you open the door for us?
The driver does get up and opens the door for both of you. Yes.
All right. So I will walk up to the warehouse to check in the window to see if I can see anything, to kind of get a feel for who's there and where people are.
Okay. I'll have us do a wits plus investigation roll.
Okay, so a wit and investigate. I don't have investigation.
So then it'd just be wits.
Okay. I have awareness, and mental's the only one. Okay, so just wits and roll. Another success 2 with a one with the Ankh, but it's like the Ankh, but it's also got two little points on the sides.
Yeah.
Oh, the Fang. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So how many successes was that?
2.
2. And the Ankh with the Fangs, was that on the red die or one of the black die?
The red.
Red. Okay. Oh. Did you get any other did you get any Ankh with stars on the black die?
No, just the Ankh by itself.
Okay.
On a 1.
Okay, so we're avoiding a messy critical here.
Okay.
All right. So peeking in, you do see that there is not much else going on here. The warehouse seems to now be fully abandoned. There is still, where I'd seen last year, the stomped out fire pit, the boxes that have been pulled aside into like a seating arrangement around it, and the smashed windows and open door have been left untouched since the events that happened, resulting in Dominic's capture.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So at that point, since we're not seeing anybody there, I'm going to go in and start to investigate to see if I can find the blood. And
Okay.
I don't know if Jack is following me or not, but
Yep. I too will be investigating, only I'm going to again use heightened senses, smell,
Okay.
and see if I can smell like the. I know it's been a minute, but like any kind of like maybe lingering coppery smell from like spilled blood. I believe I remember I tackled him and bound him down while we
Yes.
either bound him or staked him or something. I'm not sure what we did, but
You staked him, put him in torpor, and you also got a messy crit when you tackled him, so you kind of linebacked him. So yes, can I get a?
Was that Jack or was that Cassisi's character that did that?
pretty sure it was Jack that tackled him.
Okay.
Which one of us tackled?
Because I know he went. He pulled those blades out and he went full on in. I know.
Dude,
I think Cassisi. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Cassisi did tackle with the knives, and then and then Jack followed through. Yeah. All right.
all right. You go ahead and roll.
Yes. Cassisi did murder the other guy who was there. Yes. Can I get a what's in resolve from you, Jack?
Yep. So I did wits and resolve for heightened senses and whatnot, and I also did wits and
That's right. We didn't kill him. We just cut his tongue out and charcoaled it.
so I got 4 successes and red dot, or a dot on the red die.
Okay, perfect. So 4 successes, nothing on the hunger. With 4 successes, you immediately pick up the smell of it's what's your predator type?
Is that on top?
Yeah, it'll be the third one.
Third one under what?
The third one in your description will be like Gangrel something, Osiris or Beggar.
Pursuer.
Okay. So this is actually, even if this blood is old, the fact that you are picking it up by smell, it still smells enticing. It's kindred blood, so it's a little, but it's almost makes it a little more sweeter. And you can pick up this sweet, almost like a candied wine, mulled wine on the air, filled with iron and copper and all those things that have now become almost like delectable to you since your turn. And you smell something coming from underneath the crates that have been pulled into the sitting arrangement around the fire pit.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Easy enough, you can trace and just flip the crates over. And you find what appears to be some kind of pricking needle. Something to do like if you're diabetic and you're checking your blood, but
Okay.
what other ill-impressioned teenagers find other uses for.
I'm surprised we didn't
Nice
find the
word,
tongue.
You said the tongue?
I'm surprised we haven't found the tongue
Wait.
that could easily cut out.
I mean, I don't know how long it takes the tongue to decompose. I'm assuming a couple months will be fine. It might be moldy
Right.
somewhere. A little chronic.
Some animal
I
ate
just
it.
figured there's got to be some kind of blood in there, you know.
Can the audience at home please Google how long does it take a ton to decompose?
Oh, sorry, we burned it. I didn't.
Yes, yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah, they got. Well, did you burn the removed tongue, or did you just burn the severed tongue that was inside the mouth still? Because I remember that was definitely a point.
Come on, lore master Cassisi,
Yeah. All right.
historian.
Okay, needle.
Needle. So yes, you found this needle and have snagged it.
All right. But we're not sure that's the kids, right? It's just a needle right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's some tinge of blood on it. Okay.
Yeah. And it's almost like there's a speck on there that the human eye wouldn't be able to like fully make out what's happening, but you can guess there's just enough off there, and you can smell it that you know that there is something on there.
Gotcha.
He's just sitting there like.
Right. Exactly.
Perfect. Okay, so you have found this needle. What would you like to do? Where'd you like to go?
I guess we'll search it just a little bit more, just to be a little more thorough.
Okay. I guess then we'll do a combined roll for you two. I'll have you both just roll wits on this one.
Just wits.
Yep.
Just wits. Okay.
All right. No Emmys. So I got one success, it says, and then the red die has the regular ink on it.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. So the one that I have, I'm assuming these still they just stack going up.
Mhm.
So it's the bottom one. This will be a success one with just the regular red onk
Okay.
with a
Perfect.
1.
So 2 successes between the two of you. In a straightforward investigation, you both managed to tear apart the rest of this warehouse. Perhaps not as careful as you would normally be, perhaps speeding through it a little bit. You don't find anything else that seems like it would have blood on it. However, you do find what you assume is someone's old hat or beanie.
Okay.
This has been laying around, tossed aside, and has kind of been traipsed over a fair amount.
Okay.
Is this just a random beanie, or is this something that this kid has been seen wearing, type thing?
For that, could I please get a to know if you remember it? I'll give you 2 options. You can either see if you remember it by doing intelligence plus awareness, or you can try and get the meaning of it or significance of it by doing intelligence plus occult.
I have no idea which one would be.
I would imagine if you're giving you options, pick the one that has the most dice.
So what were the 2 options again?
Intelligence plus awareness or intelligence plus occult?
Okay, intelligence is 2. Where is occult? And they're exactly the same. they're both 2. Everything's 2. Intelligence 2.
Nice.
Let's go for awareness then.
Okay.
So I'll do intelligence and awareness. And roll. Success 3.
Nice.
Red Onk 1.
Okay. On 3 successes, you are able to recall that this almost like when you're scouting out the warehouse in the first place, before the fight broke out, you do believe that this was the beanie that Dominic was wearing. You have a flash of a glimpse of a moment in your mind before all hell broke loose and the fight broke out the last time you were here.
Okay. But reasoning behind this is if we take the blood sample and we take the beanie that we pretty much knew that he had to the ex-girlfriend, that we have some things that they can check against to verify that the blood is of his. So that's the idea behind it.
Okay.
So at this point, unless Jack needs something, I would say that we're done here.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So as you both leave and take your needle and your beanie into the back of the gold-plated Honda Accord and begin pulling out into the night street, you notice something strange. As again, the streets are. It's still this close to Halloween, even though people are going to be out towards the more entertainment districts. Even as you approach, heading towards where Universal is, the streets are still fairly quiet. There's not as much traffic as you expect. However, there is an uptick in the amount of police cruisers. And I would say just your passive awareness from both of you, as well as with the driver, there's enough eyes looking around that you notice that some of them have almost done that loop around the block and have taken a couple passes at you and have gone through, not quite doing a open and visible follow, but you get the feeling
It's
that
not
you're
a job of surveillance.
Yeah, you ever feel like there's eyes being kept?
We gotta go.
You instruct the driver to drive faster, or what are your instructions to the driver at this point?
I would say the instructions to the driver would be to pull into a fast food drive-through.
Del Taco. Let's go to Del Taco.
The Del Taco. Pull into Del Taco to make them think that we are just normal people out the munchies.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to use your roll for this, David, but I'm going to have you do composure plus subterfuge.
Composure. Okay.
Normal people don't know Taco. They know we're Silverliners.
Yeah, right? Sure, I'm not having Del Taco in my location.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, my haven is at Del Taco.
Yes.
All right. Rolling. The power is with me today, man. Successes 4. And it looks like the Ankh has changed to the Fang again for 1.
Okay. Any other Unks with stars or no?
With stars, there is 2 dots under the Ankh in the black.
Okay.
Is that the stars?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you get 2 Onks together, and one has the fangs, one has the stars, or get 2 of the stars together, they count as a crit, and they actually will double their success amount. So that's why it counts as 4 as opposed to just 2.
Okay.
However, getting the one with the fangs on the red means it turns into a messy crit if it's a critical success, which it is.
Okay.
You
But
do.
it still counts as a success, right? Still counts as a
Yes.
success. It's just a critical.
Messy one.
Dirty, a messy, yeah.
Yeah. So the check succeeds. However, there will be a consequence because the hunger, the beast in you, has taken control. So for a moment, you're going to lose control of yourself. The cruiser that has done a couple takes at you, after seeing you pull into the Del Taco and wait in line, and it pulls off, and you see it clears the street. It's lost interest. However, your driver places an order similarly just for himself, as he's the only one here who eats Del Taco. But getting what you're going for, places just a quick something they can get and get out. However, as you pull up, and the server at the window begins to lean their arm forward, Jack, you notice as his mouth gets tighter, his eyes go wide, and you know that Trey's is smelling the blood coming off this individual's arm. What do you do in this moment as Trey's begins to lean forward?
Okay, so I'm sitting next to him. I see him starting to lean forward. I'm just going to just catch his face.
Perfect. From you, Jack, can I please get a? This is going to be a. I'll do composure plus resolve on this one. We'll do 2 attributes.
Composure. Resolve.
As you're just trying to keep your cool and make sure your friend keeps his cool as well.
2 successes. Red die is just a dot.
Perfect. So on 2 successes, I made this an easy difficulty. So, Trace, as your head begins to go forward, you're going for this. Hands catch you and push you back into the seat, and the moment of the beast being in control is over as you come back to control yourself.
Okay.
After that, almost like not being in a position to notice what has happened behind him, the driver takes his food and pulls out and heads back and gets back onto the road. Now it doesn't take too much longer before he pulls into Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights. Parking is what you assume it would be, and you have to go into a weird complex on the back end and then fight your way up to some point. However, Trey's, what is your wealth attribute at wealth of resources?
Where is that?
It'll be in your which page is that on?
Merits and flaws, isn't it?
It'd be traits and flaws, yeah, or was it something flaws?
And what am I looking for?
You're looking for your resources.
It's under background. So if you go down where your discipline powers are, in the little red box, there's like merits and flaws. Click on that to drop menu, and then there'll be backgrounds on the right side.
Yeah, I see. I see backgrounds. I see 2 fame, 1 contact, 1 fetch, and 3 Camarilla.
Okay.
So you don't have any money? A fake aristocrat.
I'd say with the fame, though.
Your tickets,
Yes.
man.
However, with the fame, though, to fame, you're something of a local celebrity. So even though you have not purchased yourself a season pass, you're probably gifted one. And so your driver kind of throws you up into whatever parking lot you can grab, and easily enough, you two make your way down, and at the ticket gate,
My hat hanging real low.
yes, yeah, and the ticket clerk working the booth looks at you and says, "Oh, Mr. Trace, welcome back. And is this your? I'm sorry, I can't really see his face. As I'm supposed to make sure he's not bringing anything uncouth into the park." Jack, can I please get a composure plus subterfuge off that?
Composure.
Just remember, I may not have money, but I took the Armani suit off a dead man, so I still look good.
I got 3 successes. I don't even know what that is. The red die has like a face on it.
Oh, that's the skull. So if that was
it looks like a baby face. So I think if it's a baby face, that means it was good. Babies aren't bad.
Say if it was okay, yeah. Only got 1 success, so don't worry about it. But if it was a failure, that'd be a bestial failure. However,
oh yeah,
that's not the case, as you have managed to create the illusion of being very sick. And the guy says, actually, you know what? Never mind. I don't want to know. Just make sure you keep your mask on and try not to cough in anyone's drink or anything. But enjoy your time. And he lets you on through. You're now in the Central Walk to Universal Studios at the peak of Halloween Horror Nights. All of the facades and frontages have been turned into horror movie amusements. There are lines going into each ride. And of course, different parts of it have been turned into the Lawn Walk Haunted House. There are scare actors milling about dressed as killer clowns, werewolves, of course, vampires as well. There are several.
I bet one of you.
Universal Draculas, and almost like a gaudy perversion of what you yourself are. And the smell of cheap beer, fried food, and a constant murmuring of background noises. There are people talking, excited screams coming from random points of the park, as well as the thudding and rushing of the roller coasters that have been turned into their own horror rides. It doesn't take too long before a woman wearing a rather regal black dress with a thin veil covering her face. She looked like she'd blend right in, except for the fact that her complexion is almost ghostly pale, and her body exudes no heat. Comes up to the two of you and says, "You must be Rick's friends. I'm to take you to our mistress."
Who's Rick?
Rick Hernandez, the Baron.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just testing you. I was just making sure that you were on the up and up.
Right. If you don't mind, then please follow me.
Walk this way.
You notice that in a moment of comical contrast, she pulls out what appears to be like a staff badge and puts it onto her dress before handing both of you something similar. And walks you past the main walk, down several of the side branches, into an alley that goes between several storefronts. And into
What is the name on my?
it doesn't seem to have a name. It just kind of has it's just a blank paper that says staff.
Oh.
You assume that it's some sort of mind paper, that it's a fake pass that is a glamour cast onto it that only affects mortals.
Sounds good.
Janitor.
I wouldn't be surprised, but you know.
It's not too long before she takes you down a side alley into a door that says staff only ballast point. She opens it, and you'll walk into a studio in the back lot, and it is almost egregious the amount of space that they have taken for themselves, as you are in tonight's Elysium for the local Tremere Coven. There are several what appear to be geometrical shapes, as well as astrological designs, patterns, constellations painted on the wall. You assume some of it with blood, the rest of it with chalk or paint. The floor itself has been painted in the shape of a giant ankh that seems to be sealing the domain here. There are, of course, refreshments being served in terms of these large crystalline chalices that are filled to the brim with blood. You can't see where it's being sourced from, as people seem to be almost apparating from this black wall at the back of the building, bringing things out. Everyone here, in stark contrast to the Elysium you're at before, at the Velvet Room with Anders, where everyone is dressed in party gear and kind of like typical Miami Beach garb. Here, everyone is wearing designs that look like they're taken straight from a Renaissance painting. There's a majority of women wearing large, bizarre hats and facial coverings. One woman stands in a corner with a half mask that was almost like the shape of a half moon. And
So I have a question here. I'm in. I've already kind of established I'm walking in this dressed up Armani suit. What is Jack wearing?
What is Jack wearing?
Jack is wearing just normal, regular clothes. He definitely feels out of place here with all these people. So he's like,
just trying to feel for the blending. How we blend in type.
He's not blending in at all.
Perfect.
He's probably wearing a hoodie. It's all tore up and whatnot. You know what I mean? Some dirty blue jeans and crap like that. The only thing he really takes care of is the hat he's wearing. It's not like a ball cap and whatnot. It's more like an old
fedora type thing.
1920s fedora / Stetson kind of hat. You know what I mean? So it's the only thing out of his entire person. He tries his best to take care of and whatnot, and it looks decent, but absolutely does not match the attire he's wearing. So like I said, that's why he's all as if he's dusting off it. I'm good. I'm all right.
Amazing. The guide who's walking you through into the space, it's not too long before she guides you to a trio of women who appear to be elder for the group, and also kind of much taller and lankier. Their circle is not speaking so much as the sharing looks and passing eye movements. However, they seem to be fully enthralled in whatever it is that is happening directly in front of them. Until a woman who's wearing what appears to be a fine velvet gown that kind of pulls apart at the neck to reveal several tattoos lining her chest up to the bottom of her chin, as almost like a series of different geometrical shapes in if anyone has an intelligence of 2 or higher, you recognize as the Fibonaccian sequence.
I sure do.
There we go. So you recognize this as the golden ratio. And she taps her glass. And the woman who's guiding you says, one second. My mistress will be addressing the crowd at tonight's Elysium before we can have our audience. She looks to everyone who's gathered around and says, I'd like to thank everyone here for attending and spending your evening with us. As we all know, tonight is a special night as the bonds of our blood magic grow a little stronger for the evening. I would like to encourage you all that after this brief address, if you wish, there is a special need, and we'll be requiring the use of several witches' worth of power. So, if you have the means, we'd ask that you join us. However, if not, I would ask that you leave, as things may turn violent.
I like violent.
As you all know, the Second Inquisition and the Camarilla have discovered that our kindred are thriving here in Orlando, and both parties seek to bring occupation, annihilation, or subjugation. We are free and proud people, and we will not stand for any of their rules. So, and she beckons her hand towards the black wall, and you all see that what is a wall that's almost painted like Vanta black as red begins to emerge on its surface. And you recognize that there is almost like a three-dimensional wave of blood coming off the wall and moving as she gestures her hands, creating a shape that almost mimics her motion before she flicks her hand to stop. And you see the symbol of the Anarch Union, kind of the traditional Bruja clan seal mixed with the Gangrels and the others who have joined them. We will paint this town red in a manner of speaking. From tonight forward, I am releasing any blood bonds that have been placed upon you by our sisterhood. Your magic shall no longer be contained. If you wish to fight fire with fire, you'll be allowed to do so. The rules of engagement have changed. The Masquerade, as far as it stands for House Tremere, is over. Until such a time as we have settled back into a peace of sense. That being said, do not be idiots and make yourself open prey or stir the common people into a panic. That will do it all. But if you need to defend yourselves in public, you're allowed to do so. And hopefully you have the power then to affect the minds of those around you or establish lines of connection that will control the narrative. We are going to be cooperating now with House Bruja in a way that has been unseen before too. In fact, this ritual tonight will be the first demonstration of such power and cooperation. And in the same symbol of the Bruja A and the Gangrel wolf head, now the Tremere circle joins the red marking on the wall before the Vanta Black display is erased. And what is left is what appears to be a wall before, but just now 3 house clan logos embellished in blood. Kind of the 2 paragon houses of the Anarch movement and House Tremere as well. It has been a long time.
Tell them to take the safety off?
As far as there's standing next to you, there is a Gangrel who's just super excited. He's like, yeah. It's been a long time since the Vatican destroyed our chantry in Vienna. Never again will we be burned at the stake like the witches of old. It is now our turn to do the burning. And with that, I return you to evening. And her cadre turns to you, and the same woman who is speaking nods her head at the two of you. You must be Trez and Jack. I am Maria, head of the Tremere Coven of Orlando.
You know, you just gave them permission to smack people?
Yes, we assume that people are still going to act in the best interest of, not endangering their food supply, but we have been handcuffed. When the Inquisition is at your door, fire in one hand, sword in the other, it does little to fight back with a broomstick. And the Camarilla only respect strength. If they know that we will fight them tooth and claw, then they'll retreat back to the northeast and stay in the pretty little towers in New York.
Okay. Have you discussed this with Ricardo?
Rick is on board with the plan. There are some other clan heads who are not so eager. However, the raid on his Elysium tonight persuaded him to go on the offensive. By the way, the milk bar is no longer safe, and it has been demolished. We'll be providing you with a new Elysium after this. As far as you know, your personal havens are still intact.
Nobody wants to ruin Del Taco, so we're good.
Right. Anyway, do you have the regents we require?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes? Trey says yes.
Yes.
Perfect. If you would, his blood.
Jack, you
Oh,
have the
that's
blood?
He's like,
She picks it up and looks at it as, from such a minuscule speck, well, great wonders be worked.
Also, I would like to present this beanie as well. So you can verify that the blood is also from the subject.
She looks and says, "Oh." She pulls the beanie and then pulls like a strand of hair from within it.
oh, thank God. I thought you were going to grab the psoriasis that's inside.
He just looks at this. This will do quite nicely, actually. With both these combined, I dare say our spell shall be foolproof. Sisters, now it's time to gather. And she empties out her chalice on the ground before dumping the needle and the hair follicle into it. She looks to either of you and says, "Are either of you familiar with the concept of thaumaturgy?"
Oh, man.
That's quite simple, really. That's just like solving for x in algebra. You do something
You
small.
said simple.
You do something small on this side, and with the right connections, it does something big on the other. But these will connect to our young Dominic and give him a new set of memories to lead the Inquisition away from our home. And with that, you see as the sisters all begin to gather around, and nothing visual happens. However, there's definitely like a humming that has now filled the air and a slight static crackle as the hair on your skin begins to stand stark straight. If you feel your teeth begin to vibrate almost. And it's not too long before you hear Maria say, Ah, there they are. Someone's at the door. Please do defend us, will you? As you begin hearing footsteps gathering outside of the studio that you've been walked into.
Okay. I'll go up to the door.
Going up to the door, do you open it or are you just standing by it?
Well, so I'm gonna put my foot down to kind of brace the door, but enough that I can open and kind of peek out.
Okay. So as you peek out a little bit, I have to open up 2 different tabs here. 1 second. There we go. Yeah, there we go. As you peek out the door, you see that. Are you like fully peeking it, or are you just like itching it a little bit?
We're Three Stooging it.
Okay. So as you peek out just a little bit, can I please get a let's do wits and awareness from you.
Awareness. That would be 1 success. It's the Ankh with the thingies on it on the side.
Okay, just 1. Okay, so I don't know about a miss critical. Okay.
Stars.
You
The
can't-
stars.
Okay, stars. Yeah. You can't really make out too much of what's going on outside. It's the lighting is almost interfering with what's happening. However, you do see that there's several individuals clad in all black and what appears to be body armor that are gathering in this alleyway before the door. They haven't quite made it to the door yet. They seem to be gathering at the mouth of the alley. You can't overhear anything as there's too much like background sound happening, and the interference from the ritual seems to carry out this far and is playing havoc with your inner ear.
Okay. So, my next question would be, using heightened senses again. Can I smell? Since I can't really hear that well because of all the ruckus going on and whatnot.
Mm.
I guess I'm trying to see if they're carrying weapons. I'm gonna guess maybe I'd be able to smell like gunpowder or something of that nature. You know what I mean?
So-
A different smell than what maybe you would smell here, but I know that I could still smell grease because of roller coasters and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know, something like that.
Sure. So something interesting happens as you try to extend out your senses beyond the norm, and what normally you'd be able to immediately begin smelling or hearing or tasting the wind, the sense doesn't change. Even if you will it, nothing happens. However,
Not.
Right, and you see one of the individuals clad in black, kind of stagger backward and grab their head before it says, "They know we're here."
I guess close the door and do a quick scan. Is there anything that can be used as a weapon? I'm pretty sure we had a gun for a minute, but I think I threw it.
Well, let me turn around and say this. Then I go and I pull one of the swords off the wall that's used for decoration to use as a weapon.
These are real?
Well, I don't know if, as you're looking around, you do find that there are several swords that have been placed up. Some of them, these don't look like the typical universal swords that are, but you do find that there is, in fact, a real blade with what appears to be real blood gems that has been placed on one of the mantelpieces. As you're looking around for a weapon, you don't see anything that strikes you, obviously. However, it's not too long before an individual wearing a leather biker jacket just pulls out a Glock and hands it to you. Jack says, "So they're out there, huh?"
So the question is, now you have somebody on the other side who has detected you detecting them, which would, to me, would mean these are not your typical police officers. These are another clan
Well,
or somebody with a supernatural ability.
so I saw him grab his head when I tried to use my senses, and it didn't work. Like my senses didn't go out like they usually do. Like I can sense, I can tell when I can smell certain things. When my smelling enhances, when my sight enhances, and it's almost like it tried to go out and it didn't.
Yeah, but he also, with this person, also said they know we're here, which would
Right,
imply that they sensed what you were doing, which a normal human wouldn't be able to do.
right. So we take
Is
that
that
guy out first.
is that is that correct on what you were leaning towards?
If someone,
Go ahead, Tim.
Him?
I'd say if either of you want to make an intelligence plus occult roll to see if you may have learned something about this, or if you have forbidden knowledge as it relates to.
I can roll.
Okay.
Sure, let me roll.
That's good because I'm not very intelligent.
I'm 2 and 2, so 2 for intelligence and 2 for occult. And the roll success 2 and a fang 1.
Okay. On 2 successes, you don't feel like you have the knowledge to locate exactly what kind of individual this is based off what's being told to you. You know that they're probably not kindred based off of the weapon reliance and getup they're using. However, you can't pinpoint specifically if you've heard anything that relates to this.
Or if there's some kind of sympathizers or somebody working with the humans. Okay. Thanks. Yep.
Okay. What do you guys do in this moment?
So I'm gonna poke my head out, point the gun at the guy who grabbed his head, and just take a shot.
Okay, so you grab the door from the brew house. Thanks. Walk to the door, pop it open, and prepare to take a shot. Okay, this is going to be dexterity plus firearms from you. As you pop your head, you watch as that same individual, almost anticipating what's happening, now raises the rifle also and is going to try and countershoot you.
Well, that shouldn't be that hard. I got 0 successes.
Oh, let's see though. Okay. They got 1 success. Okay. So as you try to take a shot at them, your shot goes wide. However, they shoot back, and this one connects as what appears to be a bullet from a handgun. Nothing too impactful. Hits your body and skids off. That's going to be just a point of superficial damage.
That's just the one line, right?
Yep.
All right.
And you hear the one say, "Crap, you're right." And you hear someone from the back yell, "Breach the door! Go, go, go!" As now, what appears to be 6 individuals are now rushing towards the door in front of you, the door that you're using as like half cover.
All right. So it has Jack, since he's been hit, has he been pushed back away from the door? So now the door is mostly open, like he's not in the way.
I'd say you probably throw the door wide open and push past him if you wish to.
Okay. Well, what I would do is I would rush to the door and swing as the guys are coming in to see if I could decapitate any of them coming through to at least bring the numbers down.
Okay. So as you rush up and pull Jack aside, you then post up beside the door, and as they begin to breach, you bring the sword across. So this is going to be a strength plus melee roll from you.
All right, so strength 2, melee 2, and roll. Success 1, and then just a regular onk 1.
Okay. Oh, shoot! Actually, that rolls in favor of the attacker on the tie. So as you bring the sword across, one of the individuals, we notice that this one is wearing almost like a full body tactical gear with the letters SAD on it, with shock helmet, balaclava, ballistic goggles. That whole deal. Throws open the door and comes rushing in. However, before they can turn to even see you're there, your sword comes across, catches their neck, and just carries through as their body drops to the ground.
That's the plan.
Okay, what would you guys like to do now? They still are like beginning to like push through into the room.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, you've been pulled aside. Trey's sword has just crossed over and cut through the first one. You still notice that they're having to come in 2 at a time as opposed to being rushing all at once, just to make deal with the width of the door.
Okay.
And they're coming through at this point. You do notice that now. Other members that are not currently involved in the ritual casting are beginning to take up positions, almost creating a firing line inside of the Universal Backlot Studio.
Okay. How tall is the ceiling or the enclosed area that we're at?
The ceiling's pretty tall. It's at least 2 stories. It is studio height, so it is a tall building.
So where is, in conjunction to the people coming in, where is the dude that shot me?
You can't see him yet. You assume that he's probably at the end of the formation.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna find an opening from where I think you said there's a Bruja and Trey's at. I'm basically just gonna jump in, take a big leap, and just punch as hard as I can. I'm activating prowess.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Roll check.
Yeah, so that's gonna be strength and brawl from you plus your prowess ability.
All right. So I got to roll a rouse check first, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. It's an onk. There's 1 success.
Success. Okay, perfect. So you do not wake the beast.
All right. Strength and what?
Strength and brawl plus prowess.
All right. So prowess is 2. Potent frequency 2. So strength. Brawl. And hope. Why did I not do it? Oh, there we go. Okay, that is 6 successes and a red onk.
6 successes?
Yeah, so 4 successes at an onk, 1 success at onk with stars. Yeah, and then an onk for the red hunger die.
Okay. Oh, perfect. So 6 successes. Well, they rolled 2, so that ends up rolling 4 damage over, and that is enough to, as they're pushing through. Another one is coming in, another agent, and as he pushes in, you come flying in like Superman punch, like across the doorway, and you just it's not quite like a full like snapping of the head, but it is you have ringed his bell to within an inch of his life, and you're using supernatural strength. So he tries to like counter by like throwing like the butt of his gun up to catch you. However, you just muscle through and drive him to the ground. And as he kneels and like stops moving, he has to like right himself, and as he does, there's a whip and a crack as the Bruja in the back fires his firearm and catches him in the exposed neck and drops him.
Yay!
And Trace, what are you going to try and catch the next one with your sword, or are you gonna what are you doing in the situation?
I am going to try and catch the next one. Only instead of going high, I'm going to go low. So I'm going to try and take him out at the knees.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So going for the knees. Perfect. That is going to be.
You got to change it up, right?
Yeah. So again, that'll be strength and melee.
Okay.
And you're so tied in there that they can't really get in a good position to begin countering with their firearms. They haven't pulled back enough to do so. So they're just trying to almost like melee their way out.
Okay. Well, I got a plan going, so I don't want this guy dead at this point. So, but I do want him, limbless. So strength and melee, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
This coterie is a real thing for just removing limbs from people, removing ligaments.
Exactly.
Removing body parts. I mean, we did tongues. We did.
Yeah. All right. Wow. Roll is success 1, and it's 1 red dot for the red.
Okay. Perfect. Cube. So on one success, tie goes in favor of the aggressor because they also rolled 1 success on their counter as well.
Nice.
So as they're coming through, you bring your sword, and you come through, catch both of his legs, and while it's not he almost like tries to in a weird way like counter you with like a Muay Thai like high knee kick, so you don't get in enough to actually like sever them. However, you definitely mangle both of his legs, as like now there's like cuts across his shin that have like gone into like the side of his calf, and then his other leg is like mangled at the knee of the thigh. There's just 2 parts that are typically not covered in body armor. So he begins screaming, grabbing both his legs, and drops to the ground.
So my next move is, now that he's focused on his pain, is I turn around with my manipulation and my persuasion to turn his gun on his people to start shooting at his own people.
Okay.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Yep. Thanks, Siri.
Siri's like, we will be calling the police on you.
Okay. Well, this is going to be a domain ability.
Mesmerism?
Yeah, it'll probably be mesmerism if you have that.
Or command? I think command is one of the first.
Where is that under?
It's under your disciplines and powers.
Discipline and powers. I have
Manipulation.
Malignity, rapid reflexes, and compel under dominate.
Wait, what were the powers again?
Under presence.
Sure, yeah.
Under presence, I have awe and melpomene.
Melpomene. And then you should have dominate, right? Do you have dominate as a power?
dominate, and then underneath that is compel.
That's the one.
Yeah. All right. So on compel, that is going to be
Charisma
Yeah.
and dominate is what it says.
yes. Yep. Charisma plus dominate, and it is free.
Nice.
And if you succeed, that's to be carried out to the letter. It is a wild ability.
Okay. All right. So am I doing the manipulation and persuasion roll or what?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So manipulation, which is 4.
Or it's no, you add your charisma plus your dominate. So whatever, how many dots you have in dominate?
Um,
One.
dominate is
only have-
1. 1, yeah.
All right. So you click on your. Was it? What did you say it was? Charisma. Click on charisma number, and then click on the 1 dot for your dominate, and that should add it to the dice pool.
Okay, so click on the 3 charisma.
Good gravy.
All right, the number 3 for charisma,
Yes.
and then the
The red dot for dominate. Since you only have 1 dot in it, then click on that dot. Should add it to the dice pool.
okay, so I see charisma and dominate. Okay, and then roll it.
Yep.
Success 1, and I have a fang 1.
Oh, so you have one regular Ankh and then one Ankh with the fangs.
Well, I have a success. Success is 1 up above, and then I have the
Okay. So one successful. Okay. Perfect.
and then the red triangle or diamond or whatever with the fang, the 2 dagger things next to the Ankh.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Oddly enough, you avoid, because it's only the one, you avoid a missing critical or beastful failure. It is still a failure though, as he rolled a 3 on his resistance.
okay.
That's correct. Yeah. And the agent looking up at you says, "I don't think so, blank." And he prepares to, and he levels his rifle with you.
Which one levels the what rifle?
The one that's
that,
on the ground.
Yeah, the one that I took down. Okay. Then I'm going to try and dodge out of the way. I do have rapid reflexes.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So that'll be reflexes. 1 second there. Hello, Flip City. I'm just referencing a roll real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be. Well, I'll make a call here. Do dexterity plus athletics.
Okay.
And because they're out in the open, but direct reflexes is you don't worry about the. You guys are being too gentle.
All right. Wow. Success 1 with the skull in the red.
Okay, this is getting interesting. All right, they have a 7 in firearms. Okay, so they do succeed.
Tell them no. They know they don't.
Ouch. Well, hey, we've both been shot today, right?
There we go. So you on that, you don't manage to pull out of the way, and you notice that these rifles are different from the handgun. Instead of firing a regular bullet, instead the round comes out and catches you on the shoulder trace. However, you notice that immediately the round ignites and turns into an infernal round. As you take 3 points of not aggravated damage. So that's 3 points of health that actually get fully marked off into boxes.
Okay.
On a bestial failure, though, you have a chance of getting this back because immediately you counterattack in a way that is unpredicted even to yourself. These humans, these cattle, have just brought fire to a fight that's supposed to be a cakewalk.
Mm-hmm.
And that was that, but you know that you're now fighting for the survival, not just of you, but your coterie and your kindred altogether. Your fangs come out, and your suit has just been ruined. It's just a hole has been burned into the shoulder.
He doesn't care about the coterie, but the suit got ruined.
Yeah, that's it.
You catch this person on the guard as you immediately leap on them, fangs out, and go for the neck. So I'll have you do a strength plus brawl check on this one. And they're going to do a penalized reaction.
I don't have brawl. I just have strength. So go ahead and roll it. Just strength?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not much better. Success 1, and I have the dot in the red.
Okay. Well, on one success, you do beat their panic reactions. They're thinking that they're going to turn this into a gunfight. Instead, you close the distance faster than they can expect. And you're now on top of them. Your fangs are out, and you have not only bitten into his neck, but have ripped. And there is now just squirting coming from where his jugular used to be. As he just kind of falls down. And his can overhold his weapon and begins dying out as you have immediately taken your revenge and also gotten your fill from the blood offered in front of you.
Okay.
You now hear, and this is where we get to use our PG-13 here. You hear from in back someone say, "Oh shit, fangs out." What do you guys do now to capitalize on this momentum?
Well, they're kind of freaked out, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to press and just keep with potence. Keep smacking. Just move on to the next guy.
Okay. So the next guy, you come out you come around outside and see the next guy is there's now just 3 people left. 2 of the other individuals in armor with rifles, and then the one individual with a handgun at the back that had shot you earlier, who's their eyes seem to be wider than the rest. Yeah, it
So
seems
I'm
like they
going to face smash. I think my character practices Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so I'm
okay.
going to, with flourish and whatnot, I'm going to just pounce on one of the armored guard guys.
Okay.
My idea is to save the shooter guy for last.
Okay. So jumping on to the next guy, can I please get a strength and brawl check from you?
Oh yes, strength for all
Try and take a shot at you as you come at them, though.
and some potence. That would be 9 successes.
Wow.
Okay. They rolled 1 success on their counterattack. So they take another shot, and you watch as it catches fire on some wall in the back. You like run past it, weave around it, come in, arm and hand down, just bring your fist like a hammer across their face. And with the difference in successes there, it is enough to watch as their face just snaps,
right.
neck kind of broken as they fall up to the ground.
So then I want to take like like I guess kind of like a reaction roll. Like, as soon as I hit him, I don't even focus on him, just spin around and punch the other guy if he's close enough.
Okay, I'll
Like
take
just kind of like a backhanded swing.
another strength and brawl from you.
Alrighty. Okay.
Now, with me, it's like I did the thing, I attacked and everything, but because I ripped his neck out and everything, that's brought me back down, right? That's calmed me down some.
It's calmed you down. You still have the 3 points of aggravated damage on you. But
Yeah.
you're no longer in range. The beast is no longer in control as you have satiated it.
Okay.
Right.
Well, let's see what happens with his roll here.
Right. 6 successes.
Successes.
And
They
it'd be
rolled
in the hunger.
Ankh in the hunger. Is it regular Ankh or feigned Ankh?
Regular hunk.
Okay. Okay, so no messies there. They rolled 5 successes, so it's not as severe a difference here. They managed to whip around and get a shot off, but it doesn't hit you. Again, you just pull your head just out of the way. However, your spinning heel kick does catch them in the ribs and just kind of does a little bit of like enough to bruise them, but not enough to actually like do any like severe damage to them.
Okay. Now that he's knocked him out, I've picked up...
He's still standing up.
Well, sorry, he knocked him back.
Yeah.
I've picked up the rifle from the guy I just tore his neck out of.
Perfect.
And I shoot that guy. Not the final guy. I'm leaving that for Jack. But I shoot at the guy to burn him down.
Okay. This will be dexterity plus firearms.
Okay, dexterity.
No whammies. No whammies.
No firearms, unfortunately, but let's see what I got.
Make sure the hollow end faces the out away from you.
You've got all the good rolls. I got a success 1, and I got another one of the skulls in the red.
Another beast. Okay, so they did roll 3, so that's gonna be another bestial failure. As you take 2 points of aggravated damage again. As after you get pushed back, he sees you come around the corner with a rifle. He snaps to squeezes the trigger before you can, and you take another inferno round to your abdomen. At this point, you're feeling like
ouchie, buddy.
You're hurt pretty bad, as you have now taken 5 total points of lasting damage. However, on a bestial, again, your suit is getting like caught on fire, and you're pissed off as these people should know their place. They should just kind of kowtow to you. So you again come rushing forward and try to take a bite at them. So this is going to be another strength and brawl check from you as you close the distance and now attempt to rip his throat out.
Like, as he's shooting through.
Yeah, the problem is I don't have brawl, so let's see what we got. Success 2 and just a regular Ankh.
Success 2, okay. So as you come in, you can't get in close enough to actually take a bite before he comes back and hits you with a throat jab. It's not enough to deal aggravated damage to you. It's just a point of superficial damage. However, it takes you out of your shock being taken over by the beast. However, it still stops you from eating, so you do take a point of hunger.
Okay.
So if you mark your hunger thingy, when you roll now, you'll be doing 2 red dice as opposed to just 1.
Okay, so hunger is... Oh, just the next time I roll, I just click the hunger as well?
Yeah.
Next to the roll, okay.
Oh, what's your total health at?
He's pretty good.
Where's health under?
Health is just under skills. There's a little section with a bunch of squares. Say health, willpower, humanity, hunger. He's probably got like a box left.
Under skills?
Yeah, if
It's-
you look on the regular character sheet where you know where your skills are, athletics, craft, firearms, go just below that. There might be a button to click to expend or collapse.
Oh, there's a 5 next to health.
Okay. So you've actually already taken 5 points of aggravated damage already. So after you come in, uh, uh, you immediately
Collapse.
collapse. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah. So unless you get you've taken 2 inferno rounds, both of which have done severe damage to you, and then after not being able to close in and satiate the beast, as you come back to yourself, you immediately come into darkness as you lose consciousness. You are on the verge of death as your body has been burned by these rounds specifically designed to kill Kindred. Jack, you see these 2 shots exchanged, and then Trace collapse as his body's been ravaged by these inferno rounds.
Okay. I'm gonna go after the guy that freaking shot Trey.
Okay.
I'm still like working under potence, so
Yeah.
strength raw. Potent. 3 successes and a skull.
Okay, you do succeed, so don't worry about the skill. As your punch comes around, and your follow-up on this now hits him in the head and bashes him into the wall. And you watch as this individual now collapses under the strain of the beating you've given him while he was distracted to the side.
Okay.
The only person left standing now is the individual who had just had the firearm, who at this point you watch as their eyes, beneath their ballistic goggles, their eyes are completely bloodshot. And he looks, he says, you notice that their voice is actually female. She says, "Hey, look, I give up. I give up."
Okay. I accept your surrender. And I'll blast her in the head and knock her out.
Okay. I'm not going to make her roll for this, as she has kind of given up resistance, and it's immediately you have hit her and she collapses.
All right. And I'm going to hand her to, it was a Bruja that was there with us, right?
Yes, there's a bro in the room.
Hand her to him, say, don't let her go. And then I'm going to pick up Trey and carry him in.
Okay. You pick up Trey and you carry him in. And this, you see now
I know he's all toasty, so.
Yeah. Yeah. At this point, he doesn't seem to be actually igniting, but yeah, he is. You can feel the presence in his blood beginning to fade. You pick Trey up and carry him in. At this point, the majority of the Tremere women are actually now almost levitating in the center of the room, as there is now almost like a helix of blood that is formed in the air. In the center of it is the needle and the hair, and it's connecting the ceiling and the floor. Surrounding it, these four women are levitating, the humming continuing. And there is this pulsing energy in the air that almost seems to be affecting every sense you have. However, there is, as you carry in, another. Hello? As you there, I'm trying to find the right thing here. Oh, as you walk in, there is another individual you recognize as a Salubri who immediately rushes out, grabs Trace, and says he needs kindred blood. It'll be given willingly, but there are still opportunities for addiction, and if it is a violation for ways, no one can know. And he and he watches the Suri pricks their thumb and then shoves it into Trey's mouth.
Yeah.
I will see to it that he recovers. Go.
I appreciate that. He'll send flowers after.
And it's not a few minutes longer before the humming stops and the women descend from their elevated position and the display of power vanishes. Maria turns from the ritual, sees Trace unconscious on the ground, and then looks up at you and says, I will perform more involved blood magics to your friend. Although it looks like our friends here in our new alliance are doing what they can to spare him from dying at the moment. Return to Rick.
Yep.
You will find him now at College Park. I'll give you the address. It is his personal home, so make sure to get permission to enter before trespassing on the threshold. Take great stock in the fact that he trusts you with this information. Let him know that Dominic is fully convinced that Kindred Society has taken root in St. Pete.
Okay.
They can.
Don't worry about Rick. Him and I are like this.
I'm certain. I wish you best of luck. And hopefully soon this occupation will be over and we can return to life as the way it was.
Okay.
The rest of the evening passes. Trey is for you in a fog. Jose, or Jack, you're given Rick's address and are able to arrive at his house without harassment and deliver the news of what has happened.
Okay, we're gonna do that. I want to pick up the rifles that were shot at us.
Okay.
Just so I can take them to Rick, and then hog tie the brain chick.
Okay. So I think the others, and do you also deliver her to Rick, or do you keep her for investigation?
Yeah, I'm taking her to Rick. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure Willie would have smarter action to take, but I'm not as smart as he is.
Sure. Rick takes her into another location as she's still unconscious.
Okay. I also let Rick know, like, she stopped my power. I'm not quite sure what happened, but I tried to use one of my powers and she stymied it.
Yes.
And then since that I used it. I just lay that all out to him, like she can't be something normal.
So after you tell him that, he actually takes them immediately to their new Elysium. which has been set up in the subfloor of the Dr. Phillips building. Inside knowledge for anyone who lived in Orlando. It's an eyesore. But and they begin immediately kind of pressing for information. And while this is happening, Trace, you are brought back essentially from the brink of death with advanced blood magics and the timely intervention of giving you kindred blood.
Right. Don't worry, the patchy spots where your hair caught on fire, you can barely notice them.
However, it does leave you with severe scarring as your body has been almost completely burned. And the injection of kindred blood has also affected your ability to operate in kindred society, as now you know the sweet taste of kindred blood and how much more appealing it is than the blood of traditional humans. So you actually will take 2 scars to your humanity. So you will mark off 2 boxes for humanity.
Dang.
So I just click 2 boxes here?
Yeah.
You should click 2 boxes, it'll get rid of them.
Yeah, I have 7, so...
You were more humane than me.
Doesn't let me...
I go ahead and let Rick know that, Trey took out these soldiers single-handedly while I went after the one person.
Yeah, I think the humanity marker is backwards on the app still.
I had to click on the 7 and then go in and do the dots down. I couldn't just click on them. So I'm down to 5 from 7. So
yes, there you go. Yeah. Game mechanic wise, if you hit like 5 points of aggravated death, that is normally enough to instantly kill a kindred. However, given the scenario and the fact that you're right next to a kindred who's 3 generations older than you, who was powerful enough to kind of revitalize the blood in you.
Right. Force your blood.
Yeah. It just affects your humanity, which is kind of the long-term death in a character over campaign, is to become insane. If you lose all your humanity, then you become essentially like a cartoon Nosferatu hiding in the rafters.
Let's hope that doesn't.
But yes, so you learn information, and the both of you are brought into the conversation. This individual, her name was Wisp.
Wisp?
Yes. She is what is referred to as a nullifier by the organization that she works for is called First Light, which is
I know that, so I'm like, but,
yeah. Which is a department of the NSA. She being a nullifier, she was put through a special program to deal with psychic phenomena because she can naturally repel it. She mentioned a program that she went through called X10, some sort of military school out in Cheyenne Mountain. However, it's not too long before she seems to regain control of herself and almost kind of shuts down as well as shuts up. And as she dries up for information, Rick is true to his word, and that the kidney gloves have come off, and she is executed. And used almost as a propaganda piece now, where before the week is out, every kindred in Orlando has learned that the humans are here with guns and bullets meant to kill vampires, as well as bringing special agents with abilities designed to make vampires weaker or ineffective. Of course, everyone gets riled up, and you all have front row tickets as a total war carried out in the shadows of night begins. And there are going to be lots of dead on both sides, and Orlando will forever be changed. But we'll learn more about how that turns out next year.
Yay!
And that is our session of Vampire the Masquerade Orlando by Night 3, the third part of the trilogy. We'll hopefully be back next year with another session.
It'll be awesome. It was fun.
Yes.
Definitely an interesting,
Dirty
interesting one
Dispute.
today.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I hadn't. The last two ones were kind of no entry level vampire lore stuff, right?
Right.
Like this one, I wanted to get like really weird with it because it's the third one, and we already got into a Malkavian prophecy last time, so I figured Tremere blood magic is a really fun escalation.
And yeah, Maria announced that she was pulling away from the Camarilla.
Mm-hmm.
Was that my understanding, or
Yeah.
that she pulled out? Which happens. I mean, obviously, right in vampire lore and whatnot. When they brought in the newest book, they made out the Tremere left the Camarilla. They were like supposed originally like the hardcore backers of the Camarilla, like supporters with the Venture, and they're like, nah, we're out.
Yeah. That's yeah. I mean, the obviously like there is no like Orlando source books. Like a lot of it is just like homebrewed from fun ideas. But
Yeah.
I'm pulling on like little things from like the burning of London and stuff like that. It's currently happening in the books.
Right. Heck yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I heard that. I'm like, man, and it's like, oh, this is. You're like, oh, you're taking the blood and whatnot. It's frowned upon. I was like, we're anarchists. We don't care. It doesn't bother us much.
Yeah,
It bothers you a little bit.
yeah. It is. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like the fact that like once you have kindred blood, that you know that like it's like that's the good stuff. That's kind of where everyone's like, maybe don't, but. Anarchs are definitely more willing to make the exception, whereas the if you're a Camarilla house, they're like, no
Right.
circumstances, absolutely not, do not ever.
Mm.
And the Sabbat are like, that's what we're having for breakfast.
Yes.
Awesome, that was fun.
Well, thanks for
I've been
playing,
looking
guys.
forward to that all year.
Yes, and now we'll wait for next year. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe we'll start like a Christmas special.
You can get more players. It was lots of fun with Cassisi, and
Right. Well, I'll tell you, Jack is not the voice of the cover.
I mean, you guys still make a good duo. Like when you're both kind of like laughing each other's strategies really well. But it's
Right.
very funny just having the con man artist with the Nosferatu murder.
Right.
just had really bad luck today.
Well, you threw that gun at Jack, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Jack doesn't use guns. We're gonna try that anyway, and it didn't work. It's like, screw it. I'm gonna start punching people.
There you go. Yeah. I'd say the roles kind of fell apart there, but at the start of the combat there, David, you did manage to decapitate someone and then de-leg another person.
Yeah.
Right.
I had a plan. It just didn't work out.
I mean, it's a game of dice. Sometimes
It
things
really
go
is.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for watching. Those at home, we'll be back next week with a normal topic that I'm I can pull up. I'm not going to. I have too many tabs open with like the rule book on stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll be back next week at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure to check out Wednesday Wham and Silver Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern on those respective days. We'll see you next week. But until that time, make mine silver.
Hey, I'm G-Rod. Make mine Silverline. You heard me.